Good afternoon, sir. It is truly an honor for us to have you with us today. So, sir, today's interaction aims to understand not only your scientific journey but also personal experiences, values, and motivations that shaped you as a scientist. So, sir, I am Karthik K. Murli. I am second year MSc Chemistry student, and this is Ibrahim Khalil. He is first year MSc Chemistry student, and this is Abhishek Boban, and that is Shilpa. And they both are first year degree students.
Okay.
So, sir, we hope this will be an informal and interactive session, and we truly appreciate you taking time from a busy schedule to be with us. So, to begin with, could you share what first inspired you to choose science as a career?
I don't know what inspired me. I don't have any idea whether something has inspired me to become a scientist. Honestly speaking, I never had any idea about what is a science, what is a scientist, what is research, and all on my early days. Because I come from a very, very poor background, come from a remote village, and also in my family, there were not many highly educated people or highly, employed people in any of these domains, whether education or science. So I would like to say that I'm basically a self-made person. Okay, I don't have any role model in my life. So I just evolved like that. I don't know where did I start and where I am going to end. It is all, something happened just like that.
So basically, sir, after plus two, we have an option to go science, commerce, humanities, and etc. other field. So other than that, so why did you just go on to with the science?
Yeah, I would like to, slightly modify your question as why did you go with chemistry?
Chemistry.
There I can say that when I was a high school student, there was a teacher, chemistry teacher, who influenced me quite a bit. Because, for every student, their teachers are very influential. Especially if a teacher is good in a subject, that teacher may influence you. For example, if you have a very good maths teacher, you like that subject, or if you have a very good chemistry teacher, you will like that subject. So that is what happened in my life, because my chemistry teacher who taught me chemistry during my high school days was a very good chemistry teacher, and he not only taught chemistry, he was demonstrating different types of experiments in a small laboratory in my school, which is very, very rare today. Any schools, I don't think whether the teachers are demonstrating real-time experiments in there. But those days in my school, my chemistry teacher was very particular in demonstrating live experiments. That made a lot of changes and interest to go for chemistry and to become a chemist. So even though I said in the first question that nothing influenced me, if I should say something influenced me, is this one. So here I would like to underline that, students choose a subject depending upon how good is your teacher. So teachers have a very, very, key role, a decisive role in influencing a student to choose a particular subject, whether it is a language or a science or something else. The teachers should know how to teach subject. And if at all any students are not interested in chemistry, I blame that teacher. Because many teachers, I think the way they teach their subject to the school level is I don't think that is the right way. I think it's very outdated way of, obsolete way of teaching. We should change the teaching, entire teaching concept to attract the students, to become students motivated and interested in a particular subject.
So, as you chose science, how was your college life?
College life, during my time, it was a very different atmosphere and ambience in colleges than your current time. The main reason is that those days, in the college there is something called a pre-degree, because from after 10th, you directly go to the college as a pre-degree student. Now that is not there, and that made a lot of vibrancy to the college life, because you are schooling, you are directly going into the college, and colleges were only in towns or cities, so you have to travel a lot, and you have a lot of people there, who are in the higher education level. So you start, your interaction with others on early days of your, education. Whereas when the plus 1, plus 2 is in the school, you are still having the same community there, So that made a lot of difference. So those days were much more vibrant. I don't know which is good, this or that. That I don't know. It may have their own strength and weakness. But as a person who experienced all this, I think that, those days were much more vibrancy. You had opportunity to have more social life and more freedom in those, college days. That was, something very different from today's, way of, education. So that's it.
Knowing that you are doing research, sir, I would like to know what are the more challenging or difficult aspects about doing research?
Yeah, that depends upon where you are doing research and what you are doing. That there are challenges in every aspect of research. The major challenges during my research days were the lack of required advanced facilities in our research institutions. And there were not many research institutions equipped with the modern facilities to work on the cutting edge areas of research. And particularly in universities, there were no facilities to do advanced research. See, I did my PhD in Calicut University. Those days there were not many facilities around us to do. So what we used to do is we used to go to some other institutions, like for example IITs or Indian Institute of Science or some CSIR laboratories, to collaborate and then do research, because they were having reasonably good facilities. So this was the biggest challenge that we faced during our time of research. And also when we were doing research in institutions, in local institutions, local universities, the academic ambience were also not very supportive. Too much of political interference. There were no funding for research, no support for your research. And so these were some of other major issues during this. But today it has changed a lot. Now even our state universities have reasonably good facilities. There are so many other elite classes of institutions, more IITs, and a new type of institute for science research which is called ICERS. So these all together made a lot of change, and now we are in par with any developed nations in doing research. So now, today, if you ask me what are the challenges in doing research, that depends upon what area you are doing, where you are doing and all. And also it is depending upon the persons, what are, but I don't think today's challenge is, choosing the topic. That is the biggest challenge. You have to choose the right topic which are relevant in terms of applications and social impact and other things. So, other than that, I think today we have lot of opportunities in this country. I should say it is the golden opportunities that the young researchers who want to do research in this country. So my suggestion is make use of these opportunities available in the country to do research in socially and economically and scientifically relevant topics.
Sir, as when he was speaking, you corrected science for chemistry. Apart from chemistry, if there are any specific fields of interest for you rather than chemistry?
See, every subject has its own relevance, because there is nothing like a very special subject which has an upper hand in higher education or in research. Every subject has its own relevance. For example, in science, today it is the time of advanced research, where interdisciplinary concept is very, very strong. The earlier concept of core subjects, like for example chemistry, physics, biology, those have gone. There is no barrier today. Everything is now merged into universal science. And you need collaboration, support from many other areas if you want to work in the cutting edge, important, advanced research topics. I don't think any particular area has any major influence, but there are certain things like, for example, you need certain fundamentals. For example, if you know fundamentals of mathematics, that will help you in many different ways. Fundamentals of physics, if you know some physics, that will help you. Even for doing biology, you may wonder whether you need mathematics and physics. The answer is yes. You need mathematics, you need physics to do good biology. Similarly, you should have a very good idea about the fundamentals of chemistry if you want to do biology. So it is all interlinked. There is no upper hand for any subject. Every subject has its contributions. But certain areas of certain subjects has more closer interaction with day-to-day human activities. For example, chemistry, for that matter, is a subject where we have daily interactions, because chemistry is the, what is the subject which deals with every kind of matters, materials. Everything is made up of elements, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus. And life is chemistry. Life evolved through chemistry. Of course, there was a big bang and some energy and all which is required for everything. But it is chemistry which led to biology, that means life. And life and biology cannot exist without chemistry. So what controls us on every day is chemistry. So even our behavior, our metabolism, our activities, everything is controlled by chemical reactions. So chemistry has that way more closer interaction with human beings from day to day, but which common man, they don't know about all those things. But That is the only things. Otherwise, every subject has their strength and weakness equally.
So, sir, if we have to choose as interdisciplinary rather than going for a PhD for chemistry or a PhD for physics, how can we achieve an interdisciplinary?
No, you are not going for interdisciplinary research just like that. You will go to your own interesting subject. For example, if you are interested in chemistry, you go to chemistry. If you are interested in physics, you go to physics. But once you go to chemistry or physics, there you will see interdisciplinary approach. For example, chemistry, you have to have an interdisciplinary approach. That is, after choosing your subject only, you will go for interdisciplinary. For example, when you decide that you will work on certain materials, where chemistry play an important role in terms of creating the material, synthesis. At the same time, when you look at certain properties, you may need physics. And when you construct something in terms of devices, you may need engineering and device. So that is how the interdisciplinary approach evolved in any research activities.
So, what are some guidelines that you can suggest to the doctorate students now? Like, as for you said, when we are doing on chemistry, we also move in a way that interdisciplinary, like we have to collab with physics, biology, or extra this chemistry. So, what can you suggest to this?
No, these kind of advices and suggestions are personal, and I don't take much advices from anyone. I have my own way of doing it. But of course, it is good to listen to experienced people to hear what they are saying. But if you ask me specifically, what is your suggestion to choose a topic, or what is what type of research that we should do? My first thing to say is that whatever you do, you think about it, whether it has any relevance. Is that topic is the priority area in terms of something, in terms of generating some fundamental knowledge, or in terms of potential translation into something useful to the society. So that is the most important thing. And then I always tell wherever I go that the time, the energy, the effort, the money that you are spending for doing research, whether it is good research or bad research, is the same. From that viewpoint, you should always think twice or thrice or multiple times whether you are doing good science, good research. But that is the ultimate thing. It should be good, should not be bad. Applications and other things are different. Fundamental science is very important, because without fundamental science there will not be good application. So that base, fundamental science should be encouraged. But this is the main important thing, that you should choose a topic which is relevant and which is good science, good research. So don't try to do something just for getting a degree of PhD, or just for the sake of doing research, and just because somebody said that this is okay, or just because you approached a mentor or a researcher who is doing in a particular area. And so you should come out of any comfortable situation, any comfort zone. Don't go for any comfort zone. You should go to the difficult, challenging zones. It may initially be tough. There may not be result. But don't give up. Fight continuously, patiently. It is like investing in stock market. Okay, you should have patience. Don't try to sell things quickly for momentary advantages. That is and also individuals have their own personal interest, and all, that is different. But in general, this is what if you ask me your opinion and advice, this is what I can tell you young people who want to take up something in research and related domains of higher education. Yeah.
So I want to ask that coming era is an era of artificial intelligence. So I want to ask that how has data science or AI started influencing materials discovery and molecular design in your view?
I actually, honestly speaking, I don't have a deeper understanding of what is the role of artificial intelligence in material science or even otherwise. But of course, this data science and artificial intelligence and computational research and all can fine-tune many things. Especially, for example, in chemistry, I can say that this computational chemistry and using algorithm all can predict many things before doing it physically or experimentally in a laboratory. And in chemistry, that has a lot of advantages and meaning, because while doing an experiment, what you are essentially doing is you are spending chemicals. That means you are spending money, effort and all. And also some way it may also influence your surroundings while doing research, especially when you are dealing with toxic materials and all. So if there is any way to model those reactions and through computation and algorithm and artificial intelligence and predict that this reaction will work or this material is viable or whether it is possible to make this in terms of energetics and other things, then you may be able to fine tune and also simplify the procedures, and you can save the effort, energy, time, money and all. So in that way probably it may be useful. But otherwise I am not an expert in any of these things, and I'm a person who use these things in a very minimal way. Artificial intelligence, even I don't use any artificial intelligence or meta or any other things to know things. Especially in my opinion, if people misuse all these things, that will affect their creativity, because nowadays people misuse them and they want to do a homework or some activity, they just go to meta and then or I don't know, all these AI, and then get a lot of inputs and then try to do something that will completely kill your thinking. So if you use on a positive way, then probably all these may have a positive impact. It is like because I always tell that the advancement in science and technology is for the comfort of people to use them in a very logic way. Otherwise, any technological advance can adversely impact. That is what we say because of pollution. For example, polymer is a good example. Polymer is an essential thing which is helping us in many ways. But if you misuse them, that will become a burden for people. Similarly, energy, the way that we use water. People think that what is there in wasting a few drops of water, but everything is additive. If population is so huge across the globe, if one person waste one drop of water, then how many gallons of water is going as a waste? So this is the thing, every small thing has a huge impact globally. So the ultimate lesson is that everything has its own advantage and disadvantage. So using them in a wise manner is most important. So that is the case with artificial intelligence as well.
So I want to ask another question. If we are not considering AI, what emerging area of science excites you the most for the next decade or upcoming?
No, I didn't say that I am not considering AI.
No, sir, that not.
Yeah,
If we are just,
AI is very important. People make use of that.
if we are just
And the question is, if not I am using AI, then what next to that? I don't know. It is a continuous process, evolution. Today AI, tomorrow something else will come. That is only time. I don't know how life is going to be after 10 years, after 20 years. Life, I don't know. It is going to be complete virtual reality. So everything may change, because 20 years back or 30 years back, we could never imagine that we can use a mobile device like this, where you get wired, connected to the rest of the world, whether you can talk to someone in a far remote place. And 15 years ago, we could never imagine that we can think of a flat panel display, a flexible display. And so we never thought of having artificial intelligence, where we can create intelligence artificially. Now probably, I don't know, after some time probably we may also create artificial life. Today you see robotics, artificial, creating artificial human beings. But tomorrow, artificial human beings will behave like a real human being. Because many of these things, even though they have a lot of computing power and artificial intelligence, they don't know the logic. So logic, I think today it's only with the human brain. So maybe after some time, they will also bring logic into that. And these artificial human beings will behave like a real, natural human being. And so it is all unpredictable. Today, certain things looks like a scientific, fiction, just like we were witnessing over the period of years. So today's scientific fiction may be tomorrow's scientific reality. So it is all unpredictable how things are changing.
Sir, I would like to ask a question. What core skills do you think children who are doing their UG or PG right now, undergraduate or postgraduate right now, what skills would you suggest them to start learning now on itself, so that in the future, they get better opportunities? Because nowadays, people who have studied like any sort of computational language like Python or something like that, they clearly have an upper hand compared to just regular chemists who just learn chemistry as such.
This is a very good question. It is not also very easy to answer, but your question will point towards the very bottom of primary education. Today, our educational system, as I mentioned earlier, is it's a very crude way of teaching, and in the school level, the students are not trained on skill developments, moral side, and these things are lacking. And right from the kindergarten or the nursery, the main purpose of education is to equip them for competing with the rest of the community. Everything is competition for writing examinations, getting score. And this is the primary objective, and which is a very, very bad side of today's education. There is no skill developments, there is no moral educations, there is no awareness on social responsibilities. For these things are very, very minor and irrelevant for the educational system, whereas these are the most relevant things. And skill development, for example, you look at our engineering students, how many of them are really good for doing certain job, and I understand that more than 90% of them have no skills to work. Many of the engineering students, they don't know even how to repair a leaking water tap, how to do certain minor deal with a minor problem in your bike or car, or when a fuse is blown, how to wind a fuse. These things are no. And what we should do when there is a sudden fire in front of you, or somebody collapse, what you should do. Probably awareness is increasing, but this is the problem. So skill, and because of that, there are lot of things coming up in terms of skill development. The government has introduced a lot of skill development programs. Even in the school levels, there is something called Atal, laboratories and all in schools and all. So this is a very, very good thing, very, very positive things. And also we are very, very poor in developing, not infrastructure, developing human qualities in our young generation. Highly impatient, and we don't know how to behave outside. When you drive a vehicle, whether we should respect others on the road. When you stand in a queue, whether we should respect people in the queue. These kind of things, the discipline is very much missing in our young generation. This should start from the school. You should teach all these things. Then only after 1 or 2 generations, you can change the society. Today everyone is in a hurry, no patience, not well behaved. Maybe the present generation you cannot change, but the coming generation you can train them, but that should start from the school. So my feel is that our educational system, school education particularly, should completely revamped, remolded, and it should be completely different from what we have today. This is very, very important. I hope this will happen.
Sir, how would you compare the Indian research with the international level?
See, Indian research and international level. You see, we are in any field of science and technology developments, we are at least 10 years behind the developing nations. We are just following them. We are not leading anything. We are not a role model to any such. So this is our problem. When someone do something on some area, then we will look into that, and then we start doing. By that time, they must have gone forward at least 10 years. So this is the problem. We should have original ideas. We should start something very new. This is, I think, the major problem that we see. And for example, advanced countries like America and European countries, Japan and all, even the China for that matter, they are way ahead of us on many of these upcoming areas. Whether it is quantum science, now everybody is talking about the quantum science, quantum computing, all those things. So this is the problem. I don't know, we should have, there are many reasons for that. We were not having that kind of luxurious facilities here, advanced facilities to start many of things. But now the government is coming up with a lot of mission. I don't know whether all these missions will help us, whether we are utilizing these opportunities in a very, very positive way. There may be a lot of misuse and many inherent problems, but I don't know. I am not interested in commenting on any of those problems. But I think we should have our own, what is that, our own fingerprint on some of these advanced topics, we should have something we should start thinking, especially the youngsters should think something out of the box in these emerging areas. And we should at least go in par with the rest of the world. Probably we may pick up in coming years, I think. There are a lot of changes happening in this country. I'm very glad about that. I think this is our main weakness in terms of advanced research. We are running behind at least 10 years.
So as a chemistry student, if I turn out to be a chemist, how can I contribute to sustainability meaningfully? Like as these days on research, we are wasting much of our money. Like we don't have a source of income, like that much of a source of income, but still we are trying. Our best to do this research. But even though that's not, I personally think that's not that sustainable. Like a lot of wastage is coming. So how can I just overcome it?
This is a question which you can't simply answer. It's a very complex issue. First of all, you are wasting money or not is, I'm not sure whether someone is wasting money because in research, I don't think there is, if you are a serious researcher, there is anything that is going into waste. Everything may have some, so that is what I said, If at all it is a waste, means you are doing bad research. If you are doing good research, it will never waste. There will be some relevance in terms of some new knowledge, some information which will be recorded in the literature, in the history. So, what is more important here is, choosing relevant topics. Then I think it won't be a waste. And also, even if there are some waste, there will be something which turn out to be very successful. And one success will take care of all the waste that has gone in terms of economy or even. Because one technology, if it becomes very successful, that can, wipe all those failures in terms of commercial, things. So, and those kind of things, success will comes only once in a blue moon, Any technological revolution. For example, I'll tell you one example. Today, all these lighting systems, the LEDs. It took several years to develop that technology and so many years of effort, money, and in that one area, so much of money must have gone waste, many places. But eventually, some places it turned out to be a success. And in terms of technology, science and technology, it is global. Now it has turned out to be a success. Now, how much money is being generated from this one technology, white light emission? How much energy it is saving? How much, environmental pollution it is, saving? How much of carbon footprint we are saving? So it was like that. Every technology, once it becomes successful, then it can take care of all those money wasted by different places, by different individuals, different people and all. So it is a society which is similarly drugs development. It takes several years, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 25 years to develop a drug. During the entire process, so much of money is being wasted. But eventually, when one drug is developed as a success, it can save thousands and thousands and thousands of human life, and it brings a lot of money. So that is how science, one success is enough. and that will happen in once in a while, but periodically it will happen. So because of that, you cannot stop research saying that, oh, he is waste, that is a waste, what is the advantage, what is the commercial value, what is the application, what is the social relevance and all. It is a collective effort. So that's it.
So connecting with Abhishek's question, I would like to ask, if you were to start your research today, what different would you do from other researchers?
That also depends upon what is your interest, what area you have expertise and all. And if you ask me what will you do in chemistry, say for example I talked about smart windows. That is one area. If I can develop a very cheap smart windows which can respond with atmospheric climate conditions, that is an area which is and similarly, if I can develop coatings which can kills all the microorganisms, bacteria and all. For example, a coating here inside this room, a paint or something, if I coat, it can absorb the carbon dioxide here in the atmosphere and become active, and it can kill bacteria. For example, now 5 of us, 6 of us are in this room. Some of you may be infected with something, and bacteria will be coming out that can infect me. So, but if this has some active coatings which can kill the bacteria, and even in a very slow pace, but it's a continuous process. Similarly, in a closed room, when 100 people are sitting, a lot of carbon dioxide concentration is going up, which will influence your physical energy. So if this can maintain a healthy ratio of carbon dioxide to oxygen and with other gases, that will be something which is very, very positive. So these are the areas. Similarly, if there is a very cheap technology which can convert the industrial wastewater into potable water, this is going to be an important area. There is something which can continuously clean the air. That is an important area. And a cheaper material for construction. And materials that can regenerate continuously. For example, a concrete which can self-repair. And there are many materials which can mimic the natural creativity of, for example, superhydrophobicity, self-cleaning properties. There are so many such things. So you can choose any. There are plenty of opportunities to create new materials, new science, new chemistry, new physics, and it depends upon your interest, your natural interest, your capacity to observe things. So this is the process which is happening, and this is continuously happening around us.
Sir, I would like to ask a final question. I want to become a scientist. That's my great ambition. So what should I do after my PG to get into a scientist level, to become a scientist?
That also starts from your school education. I told you the teacher is the one who really inspires. Because if a good physics teacher or a good mathematics teacher, then you will naturally get inspired by those, you get interested in that subject. And then, the way that you go along with your educational. So now there are a lot of opportunities, for example, these kind of conferences, workshops, and all. When you attend, you will listen. A lot of people who are currently active, in your areas of interest. And then social media has a lot of influences. Today, you can learn, get interested in many things by sitting anywhere. And a lot of new institutions, you visiting those institutions, listening to people, all these will change your interest and attitude towards research and all. So today there are a lot of opportunities, and my suggestion is that everyone should not go for research, or everyone should not go to science. Those people who have some inherent interest and talent, something. Because we need good people in every walk of life, whether it is a language or history or economics or law or painting or acting, music. We need all good people. So I will go and say that all of you should come to chemistry, or all of you should come to science, or all of you should go for research. No. Only those people who have genuine interest. Such people should be identified and given enough mentoring and sponsorship and all, so that some of them can excel in that particular domain and become a world leader. Yeah.
So thank you, sir, for your valuable time with us. So we will hope.
It's my pleasure as well, interacting with all these, all of you young people who have interest in, science and all. So I wish all the best for any of your future endeavors, interest and all.